Hello! Lots of news in the last couple weeks here. I'll be covering the reveal of the Ivypool's hardcover, an article where they revealed some more tidbits about the upcoming super editions in Series 9, an excerpt of A Starless Clan number 5, Wind, and the cover and blurb of the newly revealed A Starless Clan number 6, Star. I'm going to go over them in almost that same order, just leaving my speculation on the excerpt to the end since that's less newsworthy. So if you want to skip any parts, I'll give spoiler warnings and leave timestamps in the description. So, starting with Ivypool's heart, we already got the blurb a little while ago, which I covered in a previous video, but now we finally got the official cover reveal when it was added to the article on the official site. So here it is. They also mentioned the book in a New Year's resolution article. One of their goals for the year is to weave the story threads between the 17th and 18th super editions. They mentioned previously that the next two super editions will be a two-part story that involves righting a wrong from past generations, and they did mention that here too, describing it as an epic story sweeping across two separate super editions, introducing a forgotten generation of warriors. So that makes it sound like these super editions will touch upon a new time frame and new cats when they discuss that past wrong, rather than being a previous generation we're already aware of. Another goal in the article is to continue to develop the 9th arc. We didn't know anything about Arc 9 before, whether it'd continue the current storyline, jump to a different time period, etc., but they gave us a little tease in this portion. Work has officially begun on the 9th arc. It doesn't have a title yet, but book number 1 is already being written, and the story team will begin brainstorming book number 2 in the next few weeks. We can't tell you too much about it right now, but one of the central characters will be an old friend whose adventures we've been following since the very first Warriors arc. So that's definitely an interesting piece of information. Who would be a cat we've been following since the first arc, and how would they be involved here? There's a couple possibilities of what that might mean. Maybe one of the elders who's still alive, like Cloudtail, Brightheart, Brackenfur, or Thornclaw. Or perhaps it might be referring to someone who's already in StarClan, which could be just about anyone. Maybe Firestar, or one of the older cats from the first arc like Bluestar or Yellowfang. It doesn't say that they'll be a protagonist, just a central character, which could mean anything. They could be giving a prophecy or otherwise guiding the main characters. It could be about their past. It's really hard to say at this point. Moving on to the reveal of A Starless Clan number 6. Unsurprisingly, it's called Star. The cover here depicts Frostpaw on the front, Misty Star on the left, and Reed Whisker on the right. When Kate posted about it, she mentioned that Frostpaw has since replaced Graystripe as her favorite character, so that's really saying something considering that Graystripe's been her favorite for the last 20 years, and it'll be interesting to see why. Anyway, Star comes out November 5th. I'm going to read through the blurb now, and like the last few, it does contain major spoilers for a book that hasn't come out yet, including a death, so if you want to skip it, then I'll put a timestamp in the description to skip to the next part. Will StarClan forsake RiverClan completely, or will the cats find their way back to the light? This final book in the epic A Starless Clan arc, the 8th arc in the mega best-selling Warrior series, answers readers' most burning questions about the fate of RiverClan. Can a clan that has turned on itself ever truly recover? The fate of all clanhood hangs in the balance. After killing Hairlight and pronouncing himself leader of RiverClan, Splashtail's thirst for power has only grown. Soon his greed threatens the safety of not only RiverClan, but all clans. Yet Splashtail's trickery knows no bounds, and the clans find themselves in more danger than they could have ever imagined. Only one thing is certain. They will have to work as one to defeat Splashtail before he tears them apart. So at the end of Book 4, Splashtail had already declared himself leader, but this makes it sound like he's solidified his claim, despite apparently not getting the star name. He must have gotten a lot of support, despite killing someone, if all the clans will have to work as one to defeat him. I don't know why Hairlight specifically would have been killed. His main relevance to this arc so far seems to be that he mentored Frostpaw while she was training as a warrior. Maybe he just spoke up or acted against Splashtail. Or maybe he was the one who Frostpaw had picked as leader, since the way they phrase that almost sounds like Splashtail proclaiming himself leader came after killing Hairlight. As for how he threatens the other clans, maybe it has to do with the instability of a clan in civil war, or turning away from StarClan. I don't really have many guesses aside from that for this blurb. Lastly, they gave us the excerpt of A Starless Clan number 5, Wind. So I'll recap that quick and then speculate. Again, beware of spoilers. The prologue is from Splashtail's point of view from shortly before Misty Star's death, and shows Curlfeather plotting with him to take over leadership, them discussing their dislike of StarClan, and Curlfeather ordering him to kill Reed Whisker. Splashtail decides that he'd rather become leader than rely on Curlfeather, and that he won't let her make it to the moon pool, and that he won't accept StarClan's gift of 9 lives. Chapter 1 is from Frostpaw's point of view, and it picks up where the last book ended with her and Nightheart at the gathering where Splashtail's just declared himself leader and Podlight as Medicine Cat. She decides to speak up and tell the truth about what Splashtail and her mother had done. The cats are unsure due to her having no proof and previously thinking her visions were fake. Splashtail lies about his involvement, and ultimately everyone decides to leave things as they are with Splashtail in charge. He says he can't welcome her back into RiverClan, so Tigerstar allows her shelter in ShadowClan, and SquirrelStar agrees to take in the park cats, Wasp and Waffle, as guests in ThunderClan. Chapter 2 is Nightheart's. He reunites with Sunbeam, ThunderClan returns home, and the following morning he tells his story to SquirrelStar and Ivypool. They discuss Splashtail and decide that they currently can't do anything since he has the support of his clan. Afterward, a clan meeting is held where SquirrelStar announces that Wasp and Waffle can stay with the clan for a moon until they decide what they want to do next. And while they're ThunderClan's guests, Nightheart is responsible for them, which he's pleased about. Chapter 3 is Sunbeam's. She and Nightheart hunt together near the Wind Clan border and discuss the fact that they want to have kids someday, but not just yet. A Wind Clan patrol greets them and discusses the Frostpaw and Splashtail situation. Then they report that they've seen Sunbeam's exiled parents and brother just outside clan territory, and that her mother Berryheart appears to have been injured. Sunbeam is worried for her kin and doesn't know what to do. So as far as my thoughts on this, first, I like that Frostpaw confronted Splashtail right off the bat. So many issues with the books happen just because the cats won't tell each other things. And it feels like we're actually addressing the problems here, and the cats had reasonable reactions. I also like how during Nightheart's discussion with SquirrelStar and Ivypool, when they were discussing the whole 9 lives thing, they brought up the exact points I was thinking of while reading it. StarClan has given 9 lives to murderers, and they're aware that even if Splashtail doesn't receive 9 lives, he might always lie and claim he did, like Nightstar did in the first arc. I like seeing the cats actually being smart about things. Splashtail's viewpoint on not wanting to accept the 9 lives is an interesting one, and it makes me wonder how that will play out since I can't imagine it's going to be a popular decision. I don't think he'll lie to his clan and claim that he has, since he and Curlfeather did want to turn the clan away from StarClan. Maybe most of RiverClan will support him, especially now that he has Podlight as Medicine Cat to help him out, and the other clans decide to intervene. This was a bit early for them to release the excerpt since Wind doesn't come out till April, but the longer gap between releases from November to April is always so slow to wade through, so I don't mind that they filled it a bit with this. Anyway, the release date is April 2nd. Well, that's all for me this time. See you guys next time.